Hi everyone, Mr. K here with the Meteor video, the cleanup process to your tutorial. I'm trying this again for the second time. Apparently I forgot to fiddle with some settings on my recording software and I got a video that ran at a slower frame rate than what we made, which is not good. But anyway, at this point you should have something like this. Something that runs at 10 frames per second. All the meteors kind of have this really choppy animation speed to it, and what we're going to do is we're going to clean it up a bit, change some things, and yeah, make it look a little bit nicer. So, okay, first things first, let's fix this frame rate. 10, disgusting. 60 or higher, always. Well, just stick with 60, play it safe. Now, because we're jacking the room speed up, that means everything is going to run a lot faster. Yeah, a little bit too fast. So we need to fix that a little bit. As far as what you put in for your values is completely up to you. But I'm putting in 5 for my left and right movements. As far as the meteors, their speed's controlled by the spawner. And well, the first time I did this, I think I did that. Well, either way, you can test some things, put them in whatever you would like. Doesn't really matter, you can tweak it, but I don't know, these seem to work okay the first time. And let's take a look. So UFOs slow down, meteors slow down. That's better. Yep, that's pretty much what I had last time. One big issue though, the meteors look like they're having seizures because they're just spinning way too fast. So we got to do something about that. And what we're going to do is a little bit different than what the book told you. So animation set length, we're going to reduce this down to 1 for each of them. And the reason we're going to do that is we want to, well, every one of those images that you saw there, I'll show you here, every one of these takes up space. And if you're doing something like developing for mobile and you have a mobile platform like a phone, if you have a lot of animations and a lot of sprites, this is going to add up very quickly. So basically take however big this is file size wise and multiply it by 10. Yeah, 0 through 9, that's 10. That's a lot. And that's not even a lot of frames of animation. That's a terribly low, because if you're looking at, 60, actually that's pretty smooth. So, but anyway, my point is this adds up very quickly. So for something like a rotation, we don't need the sprites to do that. We can have the computer do that for us. So what we're going to do in our Meteor parent is we're going to add a create event. And in that create event, we are going to put in a variable called spin, and random range -5 to 5. Now before I get into exactly what this is going to do, one of the things we have to keep in mind is your other meteors already have a create event, and this is something that I forgot to delete. They already have a create event, so their create event overrides the parents. So what you want to do in each of them is inherited. Nope, missed it. There it is. Event inherited. This way it takes the parents. This way it takes the parents create event as well, because we do want to keep these points here, but we also want this new spin code, which I know I haven't explained what it does yet. But go into each of your meteor events and paste that in. Delete that. Okay. Now, back to what this does. Now that all our meteors will properly call the parents create event, what we're going to have this do is this is going to control what angle, how much the angle of our sprite changes each step of the game. So in the step event, put in some code, and very simply it's image angle equals plus equals spin. So this is the image's angle, all right, is going to increase. This is fancy code for increase by the spin. Now the spin is going to be determined randomly each time a meteor is created. So one meteor could have a spin of 5, another one could have a spin of -2, next one could have one of 0, and I'm pretty sure they do numbers, values in between, so like decimals and whatnot. But basically the point is, before, our large meteors always spun in the same speed, and our medium meteors always spun at the same speed, same with the small ones. Now we're setting up so each meteor is going to have their own unique spin, and in the step event it just changes the image angle for us. So let's show you what that looks like. Oh, I forgot we're going to have a big issue. Well, I forgot about this, but that's a good thing. If you notice, the meteors were doing loop-de-loops. That's because they were spinning around their origin, which is technically in the top left-hand corner. So go through your meteors and center them. In fact, it's good practice that anything that moves, make sure it's centered. I don't know if the book told you to do that yet, but I'm telling you now, just in case. So it should look a lot better this time. There we go. Sorry if the keyboard's really loud. So now we got some meteors that are going really fast, some that are going really slow, so it looks a little bit more natural. And the last thing I want to clean up is the photon. This one's a personal preference. You can leave it if you want to. I never really liked the way that it kind of shrunk into nothingness. I mean, I get what they were trying to do in the book. They wanted you to use the animation end event to kind of, I don't know, do something, but yeah, not for me. So shrink this back down to 1, and we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to make the thing pulse. So colorize, shift the hue, and just a tiny shift. Doesn't need to be much. Yeah, frames. I did 20 last time. I kind of want to make it go quicker, so we'll do 10. It blinks a little bit, which isn't exactly what we want. So if you add a reverse, now you get a little pulsing. Now the photons fly too quick for you to actually notice this too much. Don't forget to get rid of this animation end. You won't notice it too much, but I don't know. I always thought this looked better because the shrinking thing was just, I don't know. Yeah, I think that just looks a little bit more, I don't know, like a natural photon, because photons exist in reality. But anyway, just to wrap up, all we did, we changed the speed of the room, put it back up to 60, and because of that we adjusted the speed of the UFO, the speed of the meteors as they come out of the spawners, and we also adjusted the animation of the meteors. We basically took away the images, and then under Meteor Parent added some spin and adjusted the image angle based on that spin. All right. Again, don't forget to go into your individual meteors and do event inherited, so this way you don't override it. You'll get an error if it doesn't come up, so don't worry. It'll bark at you. Anyway, that is it. Bye.